Hi everyone, welcome to Life Prepared. Today I'm mixing up what we call our anti-flu remedy. This was a home remedy that I looked up in a book, I don't know how many years ago, probably 10 or 15. It seems to work really well for us. Now let me say right off the bat, I am not a doctor. We do seek medical help if things get out of control, but this remedy helps us kind of fight off some of those bugs that are happening. My nephew who stays with me in between school and work, his entire workplace is sick with flu-type symptoms. So he asked me to mix some of this up right away so that he can take it with him. And we all start taking it right away because I happen to take immunosuppressants for my rheumatoid arthritis, and I like to fight off the germs the best that I can. So anyway, this is just called our antiviral flu fighter. It starts out with some honey. Now, I ran out of my local honey, so I did pick up a bottle of, it's a product of the US and Canada. I usually use local raw honey, but I just don't have any right now. It has an onion in it, garlic, and ginger. So let me show you how I mix this up. It's actually really quick and easy to do. Now with ginger, what I do is I buy a knob of it and I put it in the freezer. So this is actually frozen. I don't even have to really peel it, but I do take back some because I don't want the chunks in my remedy. So I just use it from frozen. It stays forever in the freezer. I mean, it can get all frostbit. It doesn't matter, but I use it in this remedy frequently. As you could see, I'm getting down to the end, so next time I go to the store, I'll pick up another little piece of ginger. Excuse me, I have a little scratchy throat today, so it's another reason I want to mix it up. And I just take a microplane of some sort, I put it over my container, and just start grating it. Oops, let's see. I have a little bit wider mouth bowl, but I mean jar, I just don't have one right now. I've used them for so many things. And I like to get at least a tablespoon or so in there. Excuse me. So I'm going to take quite a bit of this ginger here. And, okay. See, tap that into my jar. Doesn't matter if there's a couple little chunks, but it makes it a little bit, you know, it's pungent, guys. It's, when you take this, it clears your sinuses open. So, excuse me, I'm really having a hard time with my throat today. So I'm going to grate this down about half of that little knob that I had left. So can you see that in there? It's just grated down a little bit in the jar. And I used about half of that little piece I had left because if I need to, I have one more batch of this. So that's going back in my little bag and back in the freezer. Yes, even that little piece is valuable right now. I'm going to take some garlic. Ginger, garlic, and onion all have natural antiviral properties. In case you didn't know that, that's why this seems to work for us. And I probably got this, excuse me, I probably got this in I think it was called a Book of Home Remedies or something on that order, which I lost when I moved. But this thing works so well for us that I just never forgot it. I also make elderberry syrup, which we take in conjunction with this, kind of as another immune booster. So it's a quick remedy, really. I mean, I don't leave it in there forever. Usually we use it up till it's gone. That's why I make it fresh every time somebody requests it. Now, the garlic is all pureed in there, but that doesn't matter. I want that kind of mixed up like this. And then the last thing is a big chunk of onion. And anytime I cut open an onion, I just go ahead and dice it up and put it in the freezer so it's ready for my next recipe. Because I don't like the onion smell in my refrigerator. And with all the scraps, I save them in a baggie. As you can see, it's marked soup base. I use scraps of onion and celery and whatever I have go in that jar. And when I'm ready to make soup, I just grab that bag to make the broth. And then after I make my broth, I add in some fresh vegetables because I strain those out, like with the bones and all that. So it's a good idea tonight. I think I'm going to open up a can of my home preserved turkey noodle soup for dinner tonight. Yeah, I don't need that huge of a slice of onion probably, but usually they get kind of weird to work with, a little difficult, so I can just set that aside and chop it up. All right, let's see how we're doing there. A pretty good amount. I try to get as close to equal amounts as possible, but, you know, it is what it is. They're all antiviral, so it works. I don't know how it works, but it really works. And I have fought off many flu symptoms with this. Like I said, they request it the minute they start feeling sick. There, I have some onion, garlic, and ginger all grated up in there. The onion actually turns into like a juice, which is good. Now the last, oops, I think this is brand new, so I may have to open you up. Yep. There we go. And I put in a really good squirt of honey. Again, local raw honey is best, but any honey at this point is better than nothing. It kind of helps a little bit with the flavor. I'm not going to say it helps a lot because it is pungent stuff. And I just need something to stir it up with. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more honey in there. Because you're going to want to take about a good heaping teaspoon 3 or 4 times a day of this stuff when you first feel like something's coming on to help fight it off. Doesn't always work, but it has definitely cut the amount of illness we get in this house by far. So there you go. That's it. That's my little remedy. I don't know how well you can see that. It's got the onion, garlic, and ginger pieces in there. And we just take a good spoonful several times a day.